Good morning, everyone. So yesterday we have seen the environment setup for the CDH. So we have seen some services like ADM, RTDG, real time, and these services are responsible for the proper functioning of your decisioning application. And we have also seen how to um, use the Cassandra database with the help of decision data store. And also we have seen there are three types of context that we have seen: the primary context, the secondary context, and the associated context. So these are the preparation for your implementation of the decisioning application. So now that we got what we need to know, we can now start creating the new application for the decisioning. So let us create the new application. So creating a new application in Pega for decisioning is same as how you do for core Pega. So in order to create an application, once you log into the CDH, you have to go to the intelligence, and within the intelligence, you have the prediction studio. So the prediction studio, I told you the reason why we use prediction studio, which is used for analysis of customer responses. Whenever a customer responds, those responses can be analyzed by the models which are present in prediction studio. Now you can switch to the dev studio from the prediction studio using this switch toggle. So once I switch to the dev studio, all you have to do is click on create application. So we have to make sure that the next best action framework and the marketing framework has been installed in the system. So in order to do that, you can click on here and click on new application. So when you click on new application, it will show you all the list of frameworks which are installed in the system. So you can, if you notice that there are Pega Customer Decision Hub being displayed in the list of frameworks. The framework that's being displayed in this particular landing page should have a checkbox enabled in the framework definition. So when you open the application definition, if you go to the application wizard, there is an option that's called show this application in new application wizard. When you select the show this application, it means that this application will be listed in the new application wizard. So for CDH, this checkbox is automatically selected. So when you select this option, this particular application that you see will be displayed in the list of frameworks here. So we need to select the option Pega Customer Decision Hub in order to create the decisioning application. So I'm selecting CDH and I click on continue. Now select build with Pega CDH. On the next step, you will be asked for the application name and the organization name. So the application name, let us use a application which is related to bank. So I'm going to create a application name as XYZ Bank. So you can create the application name as per the business requirement and the organization name as per the business requirement. So I'm giving the organization name as XYZ and the application name as XYZ Bank. So if you notice, there is a specific statement which indicates when we create a decisioning application, it's going to create a exclusive rule set that's called artifacts rule set. Artifacts rule set, the purpose of artifacts rule set, we are going to see shortly, but you can see the statement that indicates the same. Now select continue. Now select use Cassandra decision data store. If you remember, I told you Cassandra database is recommended for all Pega decisioning works due to two reasons. One is for scalability and second is for availability. Scalability indicates the database does not get affected as the database storage is increased, and availability indicates the database is available during critical scenarios when the system has been crashed. Still, the data is available for you to use. Due to these main reasons, the Cassandra database is recommended. Even though it's not mandatory, but it is good practice to use Cassandra database for decisioning applications. So you need to select this checkbox, which is going to create a internal Pega Cassandra database in the application. So now my application is being created and I have the XYZ bank here, and click on advanced configuration to see the application details. So the application ID is XYZ bank, organization name is XYZ, division is XYZ div, unit is XYZ unit, and of course we are creating a framework application, and I just click on save, keeping the configuration as it is. Now click on create application, which is now going to create the first decisioning application that we are going to see throughout this course. So now my application has been created, and now what we have to do is just click on go to app. So the application has been created and the CDH administrator operator is added to the application. So congratulations, XYZ Bank has been configured and now ready to use. So this is how we create the decisioning application. So now what we need to do is go to the app. So if you face difficulties, just click on done and let us log off and log in. So I'm just going to this way. I will log off and I will re-log in. All right. So we have now logged into the first decisioning application that we are going to learn, which is called XYZ Bank. So this XYZ Bank is going to use CDH capabilities in order to promote their products in an effective manner. So we will explore the rules that are being created as part of the new application wizard. So let us see the rules. So when my application has been created, go to the application definition. And here you can see the rule set stack, which is actually having the list of rule set stack that have been created. So all these rule sets are same, but there are two exclusive rule sets which are available for this application. Those are artifacts rule set and NBAD tests rule set. So let us explore what is the purpose of artifacts rule set and NBAD tests rule set. So let's start with artifacts rule set. What is artifacts rule set? Why do we need this? So the artifacts rule set has several benefits and several advantages and several reasons for that. First reason is to store all auto-generated artifacts or the rules from CDH configuration. That means in CDH, you will do next best action configuration, and the configuration that you do on the UI is going to trigger some rules. It's going to generate some rules which are auto-generated. So those auto-generated rules always look for artifacts rule set. So that is the first reason that it will store auto-generated rules from CDH configuration in CDH portal. Second is this rule set act as a production rule set for decisioning applications. It means we have to unlock the highest version in all environments. So let us say, what is production rule set? Let's say you have something critical in the production. You are expected to fix that immediately. Then what you do, you just save as that rule into a production rule set. Same way, here, the production rule set is the artifacts rule set. You are expected to keep the artifacts rule set highest version as unlocked, so that whenever there is a rule change that is requested, you can save as that rule into the artifacts rule set. So always keep the highest version of the artifacts rule set open in all the environments. Next, it's used to do any POC or technical feasibility for decisioning applications. So you might be aware that you need to do some POC, you need to do some business report generation or any kind of technical feasibilities that you want to do. You can do it in artifacts rule set. Okay, you can do it in artifacts rule set. This rule set also acts as a delegated rule set for business people to keep their changes. So a business client wants to modify a particular rule, and he can keep his rule in the artifacts rule set. So for all these purposes, the artifact rule set is used to store the auto-generated artifacts as a production rule set. It's used for a POC, and also it's used for delegated rule set. So these are the various reasons why the artifacts rule set is considered. So it is very important that the artifacts rule set is followed and used for these purposes. So next we have the rule set that's called NBAD tests. NBAD tests stands for next best action designer tests. So the NBAD test full form is next best action designer. We know already what is next best action. Next best action means the right offer to the right customer at right time. So the next best action designer tests means that this acts as a test cases rule set for decisioning applications. So let us say you created a strategy. You want to test the strategy. You will do unit testing, and that unit testing you will be creating a test case. So in core Pega, you will create a test case rule set. But for Pega decisioning, the test case rule set is already created for you. That is the NBAT tests. So any kind of unit tests that you do in the Pega decisioning, you need to store them in NBAT tests. This rule set does not need to be deployed to higher environment, and it is only used for storing test rules. Okay. Okay, any test rules which are there, any testing that is done to simulate the decisioning features, any testing that is done to simulate the decisioning features, the rules that are created as part of your testing, those rules can be kept in NBAT tests. So overall, we have two rule sets which are additional to Pega decisioning, that is artifacts rule set and NBAT test rule set. So first thing, all auto-generated rules go to the artifacts. It's a production rule set for decisioning application. It is used for a POC kind of rules. It also used as delegated rule set for business people to keep changes. So for all these reasons, we use artifacts rule set. Okay, it is top on the hierarchy. So if you keep something in this rule set, it will override whatever you keep in the below rule sets, right? So it is a major and very important rule set for decisioning here. So these are the two rule sets which are created for us. And any questions still here? So any questions from anyone? All right. So next we have the operator ID. So if you notice, my operator ID have been added to the application that's called XYZ Bank. And my operator ID will be updated with the access group. So the access group indicates CDH admins. So we know already CDH means Customer Decision Hub. Okay, CDH means Customer Decision Hub. So we also have something called Ops Manager. Ops Manager stands for Operations Manager. Okay, so Operations Manager, Revision Manager is something that we will be seeing in the later session. So now let us start the next procedure. So what we have to do now? So we have created our application successfully and we are good to start. So once my decisioning application has been created, so what is the next step? If you remember, we have discussed yesterday regarding the concept of context dictionary. The context dictionary has three contexts which are called primary context, secondary context, and associated context. It means the main audience, the secondary audience, and the products or the services that are holding by my audience, those are called associated context. So all these have to be configured in context dictionary so that the Pega marketing and Pega decisioning will use the data that is configured in the context dictionary. So you will tell the marketing, this is my customer, this is my customer email ID, this is my customer mail, mobile number, and every time the marketing will take the data from that particular place, so that you don't need to give it everywhere wherever it is needed. You just configure at one place, and from everywhere it will be taking from that place. That is called context dictionary. So if you go to the App Studio here, and if you go to the settings, we have here context dictionary. So in order to configure the context dictionary, we have to identify the subject type, the PY subject ID, which I told you yesterday. Subject means the context, subject type is the class, subject ID is the primary key. So we have to create a table, we have to create a class, we have to create the columns, we have to import the customers, all these things we have to do. Okay, so if you just click on this gear icon, so on the right side, notice that it is asking you for the customer full name, primary email, primary mobile number. So you see that this is asking you for the contact details of the person, right? So whenever you are sending an email, it will take the email ID from this property. And also it is asking you for the associated data. Okay, so this is how you configure a context dictionary. But there are two ways to configure this context dictionary. The first way is you can manually create a data type, and you can create the columns, the properties, everything, and you can import the customer into the data type. The second way is you can also use the Pega's OOTB wizard to configure the context dictionary. So what is mean by that OOTB NBAD template that we have? So we have something called the NBAD template and data model, which is called CAR model. So the CAR model, what is meant by CAR model? So the CAR model stands for Customer Analytics Record. Okay, CAR model stands for Customer Analytics Record. So this CAR model contains all the list of data model for customers. See, first of all, CAR model means Customer Analytics Record. So what does CAR model contains, or what is the purpose of a CAR model? See, for different industries, the CAR model will be different. For example, if you take a bank, you might need a property, something like the EMI, monthly EMI, and let's say something like a credit card price. We have some property like or we have a column, something like a, what you say, debit card price, credit score, risk score, okay, CIBIL score. So all these are the properties which are specific to a financial company like a bank. So this data model or this CAR is used to, so this CAR is used to create the data model that is specific to a particular industry. So we have a CAR model for every single industry. So that means I have a CAR model for telecom, I have a CAR model for bank, I have a CAR model for some other company. So if you take a bank, this is how the CAR model will look like. An example. For example, if you take the car model for telecom, you will have some properties like mobile data, monthly mobile usage, or something like internet speed, okay, internet download speed. So all these are the car model which is specific to telecom industries. Like if you take Airtel, if you take Jio, all these are telecom companies, which is the car model for telecom. So where you have the properties which are very specific to that particular industry. So this is what you have to install, where you have something called car and X car. Okay, so we have car, which is the data model for the industry. Then we have something called X car. X car stands for extended customer analytics record. Okay, X car means the custom properties specific to your business. Car means the generic properties used in the industry and industry wide. XCAR means extended customer analytics record, which are the custom properties that are specific to your company or your organization that you are working for. So these are the two terms that you will have here in your decisioning application, which is the CAR and the XCAR. So how do I get this XCAR and CAR for my application? So what you have to do is you can go to the Google and just search for car model for bank Pega. All right, and you see I get the financial services car model. I think this is X car and that is car. So whatever you have is car, and whatever Pega gives, that is the X car. Okay, so just don't get confused. So this is X car. So whatever we are going to install, that is X car, and whatever your properties are there, which are related to your business, which are related to your organization, those properties are car. So all you need to do is just come here and download the car model. So what I'm doing is I'm just clicking on the download. Maybe you need to log in, right? Log in. Okay, so the car model has been downloaded. So now what we have to do is, so you have the car model is downloaded, and simply what you have to do is just install the car model here. So how do I install the car model? We can install the car model by clicking on configure, application, distribution, and import. So now select the car model that we have downloaded. So if you see the car model says that what is the description, you can read it here. Accelerate your CDH go live with a proven services data model. Okay, so you can see here what does it contain. It is displaying here. So just search for the car model in Pega for your particular industry that you are working, download the car model and install the car model. So go to the Dev Studio. Now select the file. I'm going to select it from hard disk, and let me share again. So you see this. Now I have selected my car model, and I just click on the next button. So now click on the next button. And click on the next button. And next. Okay. So then click on done. So now come here, go to the definition. And what you have to do is enable the car model that you have installed. So here, if you just scroll down, you need to click on manage components. Then enable this component. Okay, enable this component. So you can see that there are few components which are installed in the system. The XCar, clickstream car, deployment manager. So right now I need only this. I'm selecting the XCar and I click on OK. So that is how you enable the car here. And I click on save. So now we have installed the car model, the XCar model, which is called Extended Customer Analytics Record. XCar stands for Extended Customer Analytics Record. So once you install the model, then we have to install the template that's called NBAD template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the here, search for NBAD template for banking. So what is this NBAD template? So again, in order to configure the context dictionary, there are two steps to automate the process. First step is to install the XCar data model. Second step is to install the NBAD template. XCar stands for Extended Customer Analytics Record, which will have some data model specific to a particular industry. That is what this model will have. Then we have NBAD template. What is the NBAD template? That is nothing but next best action designer template. So this next best action designer template contains all the framework that you use in the CDH. For example, if you go to the CDH from here, we can see that the next best action designer is configured here. You see this? I go to the next best action designer and I can see the framework that is present. This next best action designer is there in my OOTB application, which I have showed you yesterday. The next best action designer is there, but this is a new application, and in the new application, the next best action designer is not there. So you see this empty. This is empty. Next best action designer is empty. But if I go to the OOTB application, which we saw yesterday, so let us go to the OOTB application. All right, so it looks very slow. I'm going to relaunch. Yeah, so now I go to the Intelligence Prediction Studio. And once you go to the Prediction Studio, yeah, so let's refresh this. The cloud seems to be slow. Okay, go to the Intelligence Prediction Studio. And let's switch to the Dev Studio. Now let's switch to the OTB application. So I'm going to the CDH administrators. And I got switched to the CDH administrators. So if you see the CDH portal for the CDH application, right? So you see now I'm in the CDH application and I go to the CDH portal by clicking on the launch icon. Okay. Just a minute, guys. It's very slow actually. Okay, I just click on back to CDH and I can actually go here also. Okay, anyways, so what I mean to say here, this particular page contains the next best action designer configuration, but right now it is empty, right? You can see it is not present. So what we have to do is we have to install a template that is called next best action designer template. So again, this next best action designer template for a particular industry like finance, we have the NBAD template. So this next best action designer template is there for all the domains that you want. For finance, it is there. For telecom, it is there. For all the domains, this is there. So what I am doing here, search for NBAD template for banking, and I got this template. Okay, I got this template. Now click on download. So this is downloaded. So what I will do, I will go to the dev again. Okay, so what I have to do, go to configure. Now I have to switch the application first. I'll do one thing. I'll just close this. So let us see it here. Okay, so I just go to configure, application, distribution, import. So same way, I will just import the retail banking template as well. So I just click on choose file. I'm selecting my file.
Your screen is not visible.
Yeah, I stopped it. So now I selected this file, which is called retail banking NBAD template. So what does this data model and the template will do? So basically I told you, right, data model, it will contain all industry specific properties and columns. Industry specific properties and columns will be there in this. And the NBAD template, what does it contain means it will create a skeleton structure with some OOTB rule types. Okay, some OOTB taxonomy, I can say OOTB taxonomy for that particular industry. Okay, for that particular industry. That means, let us say I have installed something like a banking template. So what does a bank contain? It contains something like personal loans, housing loans, debit cards, credit cards. This kind of OTB offers and the categories will be installed in the NBAD template. For example, if you install the NBAD template for a telecom, it will install something like mobile plans, internet plans, mobile data. These kind of some OTB offers and OTB categories will be installed by the NBAD template. So overall, you need these two in order to get this complete skeleton for you. So I'm just selecting this. Now click on next. Click on next and click on done. So now my template has been installed. You need to enable that. Go to manage components. Scroll down. How come I am not able to see here? Just a minute. Go to the Dev Studio. I have imported the zip file. Ideally, it should be there here if at all we have imported correctly. So come here, you just need to click on manage components. I think here we don't need to do, we don't need to add it here. Okay, we don't need to add it here. Just you enable the XCAR, that is fine. What you have to do now, go to the CDH. Okay, go to the CDH and go to the next best action designer. Now what you do, select a template, then you select the template that we have installed, which is this one, retail banking V2110. This is the template. So as soon as you select the template, it is going to show you what the template contains. The preview of the template will be displayed to you. You see this, when I scroll down, it is showing me all the list of OOTB skeleton that is available for me. You see on the left side, I have something like credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, and financial hardship. You see, everything is related to a bank, a financial institution. So some OOTB categories and OOTB offers will be installed with this template that you are selecting here. So we have NBAD template for every single industry. Okay, so automatically it will create you entire structure for you. As per your requirement, you can just customize them. That's it. Okay, so now I have selected this and I have scrolled down and you have to select this, use this template. Okay, so before that, what you have to do is you have to change your customer class. Okay, so just you select this template, just reload this. So I think it should show here. Okay, it's not showing here. Basically, I think it should show here as well. I'll do one thing. I'll import it again. Okay. So I'm importing again and click on next. Yeah, it is saying nothing to import. It's already there. Fine. I click on done. Manage components. Yeah, I think it doesn't display anyway. Okay, so just click OK. Okay, just click on OK. So if you want to see like what all templates or what all rules have been imported, right, you can actually see those also. So here it is showing you some error, right? What is that error? That you can actually see that error. And I select this thing, and you will have this use this template button will be enabled. But before that, what you have to do is go to the App Studio, and you go to the App Studio, go to the context dictionary. Now what I do, just select this option, and here instead of ubank-data-customer, you will have one specific class that will be created for you. Okay, you will have one specific class that will be created for you. Subscription, I think. So because if you see this Dev Studio, the class will be actually added whenever you install these things, right? So I think it will start with Pega, com, something like that. Yeah, you see this Pega CDH-data-fs-account. So I think this is the one. This is which will be the your financial services account class and financial services customer class. So because I told you, right, this is a financial services data model that we have installed. So when you do that, automatically a few classes will be created, and few columns, few properties, everything will be created for you. Okay. So let us see, what does this account have? You see this, it is coming from Pega CDH-xcar-fs. And if you see the data model, you see the data model, all the properties which are related to banking related, okay, is in collections, loan type, maturity date, payment network. So all these are related to banking. Okay, all these are related to banking, and you can just simply use these properties as per your business requirement. So you can create the properties which are specific to your requirement, that is called as car. These properties are specific to the banking, that is called as xcar. Okay, so now I'm copying this class. I go to the App Studio, I paste it here. Okay, paste it here. All the properties and columns that are created here are exposed columns. Okay, they are exposed columns. So here I am selecting the full name property. The full name property is this. What is the email property? Email property is, let us see what is the email property. So email property might be the same. Yeah, email property is the same. And let us see if you have any mobile number property. Right, you have same property for mobile number. So now what you do, just click on save. Just delete this one. Just click on save. So when you click on save, it will ask you for two options: override rules that have not been modified, override all rules. That means whichever the particular context that you have modified, only that you want to override, right? So that's why I'm selecting this option, override rules that have not been modified. Or you can also select this one, anything is fine, not an issue. So just save this context dictionary and you go to the audit log. If at all there is an error or there is something issue, then you will actually see the issue, what is the issue and what is the reason, that you will be able to see here. Okay, it is saying contexts are defined without parent context, so there can be only one context without parent. So you can actually see the what is the error, what is happening, till where we have configured everything. You can actually see it here. Okay. So again, we'll continue this configuration of context dictionary in the next topic also, in the next session also. Okay, basically it is just saying that this associated data fs click stream is belonging to a different class, right? But we have changed the class, so we should also remove this one also. Okay, that is what it is saying. So what I will do, I will say add context, and I will add a new thing again. I'll say users, give the class name again. Okay, so then you have to make this as a primary. You can make a particular context as primary by selecting the option change primary. Okay, whenever you do change primary, that means it is going to make this one as a primary context. Like I told you, right? Primary context means primary audience, and these are my secondary audience. So if you again click and see here, it is already changed. So you have to make sure that you give the old values again. Now if you just click on the gear icon here, it will ask you for the primary key only. For the primary context only, it will ask you what is the full name, what is the email address, and what is the mobile number. For the remaining context, it will not ask you. Okay, so just we'll continue this on Monday again, and I will show you properly how to configure the context dictionary as soon as possible. Okay, so but this is the procedure how you need to do. First, you install the data model, which will import all the properties columns which are related to that industry. Then you have to install the NBAD template, which will import the OOTB skeleton, OOTB offers, and everything. Okay, any questions still here?
Yes, I was having one question. That see that NVAD template we were not able to do it from the CTH portal, right?
Right.
So from where we have seen
No,
this
no, you
configuration?
have to do from there only. But before you do that, you have to change the
Uh-huh.
customer class. See, the NBAD portal we have imported, it is related to financial services. That is what we
Correct.
have downloaded. That is banking one. So it is
Mm-hmm.
expecting the properties and the classes which are OOTB, which are installed from the data model, not the one that you have. Okay.
Okay.
That means it is expecting the class for the context to be this class. But
Data FSS.
right now, what is the class means? Before it, the class is ubank dash data dash customer. That is not the expected class name for that particular template.
Okay, so
Okay.
if we have changed this class, will be able to add the template now.
Yes, yes. But we haven't yet done this. We did not yet saved it completely. Okay. So we
Okay.
have to save this context dictionary. Once it is saved, then you have to install there. Okay, I will
Okay.
show you this on Monday, like how to complete this process. Yeah, this is actually some time-taking process. It will take like 1 to 2 days to configure everything properly. Okay, but still we are going through Wizard. Okay, we are going through Wizard to get most of the data available for us. So once we have all this data, then the remaining process is very simple and all the features are very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we have to get entire customer data, customer information, what is he's having, what are his subscriptions, what are his products, everything we need to have. First, we need to do that. Then only we will go for the decisioning implementation. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see this anyways. We'll complete this in the Monday session. But meanwhile, you can continue to enroll and connect with the organizer, as today will be the demo
Uh,
session.
how can you please guide for enrolling process?
Uh, Harsha, right? You can contact them.
Okay, so that I can contact them on WhatsApp only.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just waiting for all of you to enroll. Okay. So then definitely there is nothing issue. Okay. We'll be covering everything practically. We will be seeing the complete decisioning in real time fashion only. Okay. So just be assured and continue with the enrollment before Monday. All right, so we'll continue this topic on Monday and we'll progress on that.